presentation. How do I leverage Qlik Sense in information management? First of all, I am a senior BI consultant and slash training manager slash technical trainer. Also worked as an entrepreneur a while ago. Today, working with Qlik products and technologies at Climber, previously at Qlik as well, basically including all the technologies, QlikView, Qlik Sense SaaS, in printing, etc. Everything what is included with the Qlik technologies. Somewhat 15 years experience in consulting and training. And like I said, also a certified training partner. It's gonna give you a hello through the camera as well. Okay, so let's go through the agenda. After the intro, so I'm going to give you the presentation of Qlik. What is Qlik and especially Qlik Sense and the SaaS version of it. Going to give you a demo, how it works also, and what is the so-called association model, which is the core of Qlik, of course. Then I'm going to give you the brief introduction also to the trainings what Tieturi and we are providing, including the Qlik Sense visualization part and Qlik Sense data modeling. And at the end, like I said, we will have the Q&A, and also the chat panel is open for your questions if needed. And please do send questions and ask questions afterwards. Okay. So let's start with Qlik. The company Qlik, that is a leader in software vendor branch in the data discovery, which is specialized in data visualization and self-service BI. It's founded in Sweden, 93 already, so it's been there for a while. Started with QlikView and now with other products and tools like Qlik Sense SaaS. Headquarters are now in USA though. Qlik is quite regularly rated as a top visualization and business intelligence vendor in the market, and also had a solid ground in the Nordics as well as a market leader. Now, what is Qlik today? It's not just a BI tool as such. It covers the whole data analytic part, the self-service, embedded analytics, reporting, alerting, that's sort of the basic BI stuff, but also the whole data integration. So it's basically, like it says there, states open end-to platform from end to end. So starting from the data integration part as well, the data lake and data warehousing, automation, and that sort of stuff. Also covers the cataloging. So basically the preparing of the data, shopping the data as well through the catalog, which is included in the Qlik Sense SaaS environments, and also retrieve the data to other BI tools as well, despite the basically the source what you might have. But today, of course, we are concentrating on the data analytic part. So when we now talk about the BI or business intelligence, we also talk about active intelligence. So what is basically the active intelligence part of it? So basically, that means that we work in the real-time data more than the passive and limited real-time data today. Basically, our work is more action-oriented. It's more automated already, augmented. You might have the alerting and collaboration included, not just like before in a passive way when you search data, search the prospect or foundings, insights from the data just by browsing the data. But like I said, we live in more active world with the real-time data, which is more action-oriented also and automated. And this where Qlik helps in nowadays with Qlik's platform. And how? For instance, by the possibility to monitor your data charts in Qlik Sense Hub, subscribing the data, the seeds or the charts, by alerting, so get notified by email, web, mobile, etc. Have a collaborative way of working through the nodes in the hub. And of course, you may use the Qlik Sense mobile as such. So have kind of the optimized analytic experience wherever you are currently, whenever, wherever. New feature also from the active to more predictive analysis. So what that basically means is Qlik identifies the key drivers in your historic data and generates the so-called machine learning. So Qlik auto machine learning models using the best kind of algorithms by simply selecting a target field from the data, from your data. And then you basically let Qlik AutoML do the work for you. So this is a completely new feature of Qlik Sense SaaS environments. Okay, so getting back to the basics yet. So basically, what is Qlik Sense then? So again, a web-based BI tool for your visual analytics. So really responsive tool that you can easily and flexibly create your interactive visualizations. Like even by the decisions, even in your intuition. I will show you what that basically means a bit later, but basically, and also easy to gather information from variety of sources, external, internal, different big data sources, and also have the data anywhere with any device, screen, etc. The core of Qlik Sense that is based on associative in-memory technology. So basically means you have the whole data in memory and you can use it as such. So it's quick, flexible, intuitive. By intelligence, it also means that you can use the search functions to speed up your findings of information by linking the search words to all basically related attributes, dimensions, measures according to your associations. Okay. Yet about the additions for Qlik Sense. So you may have an enterprise version on cloud services and then on Windows. You may also have a hybrid deployment. But that basically means when you have the enterprise on Windows servers, it is hosted by you, by the customer, platform scaling, everything by the customer. Okay. Then on cloud services, everything is basically managed by Qlik. All the costs are for Qlik. Then again, you may have your data, like said, on premises, but you can have your data also on cloud. So meaning that might be the hybrid solution for you, the best fit solution. It might be hybrid. So there's a possibility to decide and choose. Okay. Then coming back to the products themselves. So start from QlikView. That was the back in 90s. Qlik worked with the QlikView. So that was the first product. So basically more for dashboarding nowadays. Even though the indexing engine, the association theme is still the same, what we have nowadays for Qlik Sense as well. So basically, the so-called script and the modeling part is still the same. But nowadays, customers are moving to more modern BI tool called Qlik Sense, for instance. So they're moving from QlikView to Qlik Sense nowadays. QlikView is still there. You might hear QlikView still. It's not going anywhere. It's still there, but customers are more moving into Qlik Sense, the more intuitive way of working and visualize your data. Okay. Quickly about the differences about QlikView and Qlik Sense. So basically, QlikView has always been a more guided analytics, meaning that you have a sort of a scripter, consultant, or developer who builds the ground of your application. So the themes, the script and layouts and stuff before you or the business user starts working with Qlik. But with Qlik Sense SaaS, the idea is kind of opposite, that you may start as a business user visualizing your data more easily, intuitively. So again, meaning it's more self-service way of working. Of course, there's still the basic rounds. You need consult, you need developers to build your enterprise solutions, but still, as a user, you may start working easily and quickly from your data, or even create your own views, self-service seeds from the data. Okay. In printing, just to mention about the product as well. So if there's a need for kind of a pixel perfect creation for the applications, which can be sent different formats, like the basic Office formats or PDF, to your customers or stakeholders. So that's end printing. Nowadays, Qlik Sense SaaS also has the ability to kind of, or users to subscribe the certain sheets or views, charts as PDFs. So it has this possibility to create pixel perfect analytics as well. Okay. Then comparison for Qlik Sense to the basic BI tool, if you will. So basically, the standard what this picture stands for. Basic or standard BI tool is more IT driven, meaning that if I want to have the amounts for salespersons or what are sold and where and what, you start with the usually kind of fixed or predefined drills. You start asking the questions where, what, and how, probably, or maybe not how, but where and who, and then you get the solution, the answers, what you basically ask. Same thing, of course, you can similar way work with Qlik, but it's more again insight driven. You can use intuition. So basically, because you have the whole data available for you. So basic means that you can start from any place, any dimension or way, country, state, whatever, to see the answers, but also the answers which might be hidden in that sense. I will also show you what that basically means. The engine, which is the core of Qlik indexing engine. So you're working with the color, and these are called the associations. When you select something, it's green. The white means, or where you don't have any color, that is the possible value. It's the selected value, where it's the select, what you have been selected is associated. So kind of a possible also value. The lighter gray or dark gray, they are then the alternative values of what you have been selected. So it's not that, but it might be something else. The dark gray means that it's excluded, doesn't have anything to do with your selection. But still, you can always start with the excluded selections as well. Let's see, give you the brief explanation of what that basically means. So here we have the similar setup. So on the upper we have a Qlik Sense associated model, and then below we have a basic query-based tool. When selecting something, silver, basic, that means that you don't see the alternatives values or excluded values. So basically, you see what you select. Okay, you selected silver customer status, you see the silver customers regions, segments, the actual customers, and the products. So what that means with Qlik is that when you have selected silver customers, you can see the regions, of course, the segments, etc., but also the excluded values, which can probably help you find your insights or the insights what you haven't actually thought at all. Meaning that, okay, let's see, the next page. So if the question would be that who or what sales reps do not have any platinum level of customers. Okay, by selecting the platinum level customers, we can see the platinum customers or sales reps. But if the question was do not have, who are the ones who do not have, the answers might lie in the gray, in the alternative or excluded values. So here we have the sales reps who don't have any platinum customers, or same thing with the customers. And you can start by selecting them and see what are they actually. something else than what you selected first. Okay. Maybe another demonstration about the topic. Let me search. So here I'm working with Qlik Sense SaaS now, doing the searches for my applications. Okay, I have an application called car stock. Open that one. So demonstrating the associated model, opening the sheet. So here I have a dashboard of a car stock, simple car stock, where we have car models, different car models, the quantity of the cars, quantity of the colors, years, weeks in stock, and few graphs as well. So I could just start selecting from the filters the cars I want to follow. For instance, selecting the Volvos. I see that they sell quite good. So nothing too impressive here. But I also, from the charts or from the filters, I can also see that we have something. It's been longer time in the stocks. So I could actually start from there by picking those weeks in stock. So I instantly see that I have a few models which are not selling that well, especially the red ones. By selecting the red ones, I can see I have 6 cars. So that would lead me as a salesperson or account manager or whatever to start working with this. So whatever would be outcome is, but I can instantly see that, okay, we have something which is not going very well and something needs to be done with these products, for instance. Okay. So I was working with Qlik Sense SaaS quickly. So it works with AWS and always has the newest version in use, and also meaning that you don't have any downtimes in place, lower TCO because it's hosted by Qlik. Just a few words for Qlik Sense SaaS. Also, the SaaS is include so-called spaces. I didn't show the spaces yet, but you might have different role in the environment. So you always have a private space where you can start working your developments, whatever. Then there's a shared spaces where you can publish those applications and work with them with your colleague, for instance, or if there's another developer, they can work with them the same application. For instance, then there's a managed space, which is usually a so-called a production space that you publish the production version of the application in there for your users. But yes, you may have a different roles in different spaces as well. But meaning that you don't necessarily need to have, or you don't need to have separate environments when working with Qlik Sense SaaS, like development, testing, or production environment. So one environment is enough. Then some of the features, yet again, about the Qlik Sense SaaS is the important one is the Insight Advisor, which is default feature, meaning that you can use a natural language, not Finnish, but for instance, Swedish, English, Chinese, even Spanish. to have those insights. So by asking the questions, what's my sales today? Show me the top products through the year or whatever. Meaning that you don't necessarily need to go into the application itself, but start asking those questions from the hub or from the mobile devices, whatever. Same thing, but the mobile, there's a mobile application for iOS, Android, which is quite intuitive and meaning that you can work whenever, wherever you are, whenever, and have the similar look and feeling for your data and visualizations. Also, the alerts notifications can be used via Qlik Sense Mobile. It's two different layouts as to what you can use with the mobile. Depending on the device, it's a smaller like phone or bigger like tablets. One important feature as well, or features, are the monitoring alerting. So again, monitor different charts, data by having the chart on top of the hub itself, not just kind of monitor the whole application, but monitor certain charts from the application. And have alerts, can be reload or can be you have some triggered sales figures or whatever figures that may be triggered for you. And also the alerts work with different devices. Talked about the subscribing already, but meaning that I can subscribe as a user my charts and sheets. On the left-hand side, you start with the application or the charts, and then how do you send it daily, by email, or weekly, monthly to users, and what would be the actual time for it, and then the outcome would be, for instance, PDF. Collaboration, also meaning that we can have sort of collaboration through the applications. So you can have those notes per application. So you may pick a chart. For instance, we have sort of a issue with the sales now, which is looking 0. So I can have a questions about it, and then have the prospect or people who work with the data to have a look at it. So they get notified by the note. Okay. Yet also a new feature just came to Qlik Sense SaaS is called Simplified Authoring Experience. So that is a default when you start creating your application. So that is a default feature in Qlik Cloud. So it's basically an interface which is made more easier for those users who has basically less experience of how Qlik works, or Qlik Sense, and also helps setting different predefined filters to different charts, and helps working with that, the layouting and filtering as well. Showed you the Qlik Sense Hub already quickly, but that if you if you talk about Qlik Sense Hub or heard Qlik Sense Hub, that means that it's a place where you basically land and have those applications for you available. You have different streams in the enterprise version, or those spaces, which I mentioned earlier, spaces where you have those applications available. In the applications, you have the data. You can work with the data load editor, data manager. You have different seeds available. You might have different stories also available. So you have your hub. That's the landing page where you have your applications, and the applications have the data and the data model included. This is something you will learn more deeply when and if you come to the trainings, what we will have. So demo means, quickly before going to the actual trainings, already saw a few examples here, but let's work with SaaS. So in our training, we will use SaaS environment. So the new look and feel for Qlik Sense. So basically you have your home. This is where you land. This is the so-called hub where you have different applications available. You might have your favorites in place. You can customize your home, whatever you want to see when you land in that page. Your favorite applications, your favorite data, your favorite charts, those charts you want to monitor, where you have possible alerts in place. Your recently used applications and your, for instance, ongoing projects as a developer and so forth. Also the nodes, which I mentioned earlier. So have a clear understanding of what's included in the tenant, Qlik Cloud tenant. Browsing happens from the catalog, so meaning that you can browse your applications, data, nodes, whatever, by you, only you, or any other users, depending what kind of role, of course, you have. As a user, you have just your application what's for you. Create your own collections, kind of your projects, your favorites, your mobile content as well. So you don't have necessarily everything in the mobile content, but certain applications can be used as mobile or via mobile. Just quickly, so for instance, what we do in the visualization training. So we start creating new application, and we create a new application. We start working with the data and the sheets and the charts. But quickly to show how easy it is to actually work with Qlik Sense and with the data you might have available. I'm just using my personal space to create my own something. So once I create an application, you see I can work with data catalog. So the data which is in the Qlik Sense SaaS already, I can use my other sources from files or other sources, whatever source I'm working with, if I will. Or going as a developer straight to data load editor. This is the part we are working in the data modeling part. So working with the script, SQL, and other different sources. But if it would be something I already have in the Qlik Sense SaaS, I might have the different Excels, for instance. I could pick the first one here. Next, load the data into application. So I'll give you a few seconds Now I have loaded my data into this application. So I can start with my Insight Advisor, meaning use the natural language, ask questions about the data. Same thing here. Or then I could go just straight to my sheets and start working with the data and create new charts. The question means that I could use my fields, have questions about via them, pick different analysis type, for instance, or just make a question. And these are the languages I could use for now. So I could just ask, say, so yeah, show me the sales today. And if I would have sales field in my data, like I have now, so order date, which is basically the sales for the order dates, and here is the date as filtered. So this is my sales today. Then I could work with another chart, which is provided through sales. Have a questions about products. Here I have the top 5 products in place. And this is something I could add to my sheets already and start working, meaning add this graph to sheet and then start working afterwards in the sheet, creating my new charts and development. So coming to this slide, what we will have, or what kind of trainings we offer. So that was the visualization part, basically. So this is where you will learn the basics of how to create, with a small amount of data, how to create your meaningful, beautiful application, Qlik applications. So that's a 2-day training. Then we have 2 days for the data modeling, which is more the backend stuff, the scripting, how to gather information or the data through different sources, how to connect the data, which is a key when working with Qlik Sense. So specializing the data modeling part. And here you can see also the next dates which are coming to this training. You can browse the trainings through Tieturi's website /koulutukset. And the next visualization training will be the 4th and 5th October. If you think about which one you should attend, I would suggest you first start with Qlik Sense visualization. And then when you have had the visualization training, you could take the data modeling part. Of course, depending on your role, you don't need to be any senior developer who is working with the script and have a senior background of SQL or so, because it's quite straightforward what we do in the data modeling part. So again, you don't need to be any coder to be part of that training. But I would suggest you start with the visualization and then the data modeling part to have already some knowledge about how Qlik Sense work before you go into the back end of the tool.